Hello everybody, I'm coming to you looking a little different today because I want to make a point. Do you remember Jeff Foxworthy's stand-up routine? You might be a redneck if. Well, you might be a terrorist if. And after looking at the list, the FBI's list of the way they identify terrorists, let's just say that there are so many items on that list that it basically has rendered the entire list useless. It actually, in one way or another, describes almost every American. And I think there's a method behind that madness, to be honest. I'm also wearing a shirt I would never wear. It says New York on it. Sorry, New Yorkers. Sorry, Jason, Angry Prepper. I would never live in New York. I loathe New York. I'm sorry, I can't stand what has happened to it. I put it that way. So I am wearing a shirt. I never wear black, and I never wear anything that says New York on it. I don't wear anything with names of places I don't like. So I'm wearing darker makeup. I'm wearing, and in fact, I can even change my glasses. I'll show you that in a minute. But you might be a terrorist if. And I got this idea because of that I put in my community section. Mike Glover of American Contingency. I knew about American Contingency quite a few years ago, and I came very close to joining it, except that I don't join things. There's a reason I don't join things. There is, and probably a good idea that I didn't. And this is why. American Contingency is now on the FBI's list as a terrorist organization with a low level of violence. They have committed no violence. They just don't like that they are organized and they have different groups in different cities and that they go out and help the community. They were in Kentucky recently during the floods to help communities that were devastated by the floods. So I've known about American Contingency. It was a responder group to help people when the first responders just didn't show up or they needed help with something. And that's the way it was started. Mike Glover is a veteran. He teaches self-defense and how to survive things like active shooters on YouTube. And he put out a video this morning that I haven't watched him a lot in recent years, but the video was, I am not a terrorist. And he is not. I've never seen any evidence of anything to show that Mike Glover and that organization has anything to do with being a militia group. But I started looking at that, and he said his mother called him, and she says, but because I'm a member of American Contingency, am I on their watch list as a terrorist? He said he had to tell her he didn't know. There are such ridiculous things on this list, and a lot of it fits this lady and her husband. And remember the Unabomber? Do you remember they started telling you the traits of people you need to watch out for that might be terrorists? They're loners, egads. My husband more than me. They're loners. They don't socialize. Click off another one. They pay cash. Check off another box. You believe in your constitutional rights. Hey, yeah, boy, howdy, I do. You prepare for emergencies. See, in the Depression years, they used to say, Uncle Sam wants you to grow a victory garden. Uncle Sam wants you to put food by. Uncle Sam wants you to have a flock of chickens to take care of yourself. Now, those very things get you put on a list if they know about it. Now you get to hear yourself called a hoarder. A hoarder, with all the negative connotations that go with that. What else would get us on a watch list? My husband is former military. He's trained in weapons. He tested munitions in the military. He loaded bombs during a war campaign. Oh boy, he knows too much. Gotta watch out for that guy. Another one. If you balk at showing your ID when it's asked for no reason whatsoever, you're paying with cash. You're buying an item, you're paying with cash. They want your identification. And you go, you don't need that. I'm paying cash. Legal tender. Here it is. You have goods, I have cash. It's legal to use. We're switching, we're exchanging. Why do you need to know my name and address? You don't. That's what I keep telling you. Don't give your name and address at feed stores. Do not pay with anything except cash. And there's another one. Paying with cash. So, there's a lot of things that can get you on a watch list. And if you look at their list, and you can look up the FBI's list of possible, how to spot potential terrorists. I mean, you have a phone and you're taking pictures. My son, when he visited from South Korea, the difference in the cost of groceries was astounding before all this happened. And he was taking pictures of groceries in our local store so he could send it back to his friends in South Korea to show them the difference of how things are put out in the stores and how much they are and how much they sell in a unit, that kind of thing. And people approach you when you start taking pictures in a store. They get suspicious of you. You might be a terrorist. You could have any other reason for doing that, right? Another one, and the reason I look totally different today than I did pretty much any other time recently. Buying different clothes than I would ever wear, different makeup, darker lipstick. And one reason is, they said if you change your appearance suddenly. I change my appearance quite often. Don't most women? I mean, aren't most women who know how to do makeup masters of disguise? Seriously. And I own a number of different pairs of eyeglasses. I mean, I do have a pair I don't really like, but if I want to look totally different, hang on. Instant school marm. Okay? Totally different. I have for a long time worn glasses with plastic rims, and now here I have metal, different shape, a whole different vibe. So what do you think? Do you see what I mean? The last time I got my driver's license, they made me laugh because and actually kind of go, huh? I've been doing one of those Scooby-Doo's, huh? They wanted me to take my glasses off and take a picture with my glasses. Now I know it's for facial ID, photo recognition, and blah, whatever the terms are, but you'll never see me without my glasses because I can't see without my glasses. So how would anybody recognize me without my glasses? I look completely different without my glasses. And I look completely different depending on which pair I wear. But they said, oh, you know, you can't go, if you go to a military supply store and regular to get things, get supplies, MREs, or night vision, you know, God forbid you do that, get night vision goggles and, you know, binoculars and whatnot. God forbid you do that. Because if you quickly change your appearance, people get suspicious. It's like, okay, I'm in trouble here. I'm in big trouble. A lot of women are in big trouble. A lot of women I know, I wouldn't even recognize them from one day to the next. Big trouble. Also, since the last time I got my driver's license, I probably lost 40 pounds or more. Don't look the same at all. They may question who I am when I have to go back in a year to get my driver's license renewed. They may go, okay, is that really you? Yeah, sure is. So, people, you know, if you believe in your constitutional rights, if you believe in the form of constitutional republic government, if you are, egads, a conservative, of any sort, or a fundamentalist type Christian believer, or you're just a patriot and you believe in this country and you don't like what the yahoos in charge are doing to it, and you question it, like you question the suffocation devices they insist you wear, which make no sense, or the poison injections they say you've got to have it. We insist you put something into your body that you don't want there, because if you don't, you can't live your life. If you question any of that, you probably are on a list. Also, you don't socialize. We don't socialize. We don't go out to eat. We don't go to parties. We don't even usually go to family holiday things because we don't celebrate holidays. The only time my husband might go every few years is if he can try to remember what his sisters look like. His brother's already died. Nephews, nieces, grandnephews and nieces wouldn't even recognize probably. But I don't, if I take off and I walk down the next few streets in my county, I'm not taking my identification with me. You know why? Because it's not required to walk on a public road to take identification with me. There's no reason for me to have that with me. I don't need it. I'm going for a stroll down the road. Why do I need identification? So, let's just say this world has gotten crazy, and the FBI, of all people, of all organizations, pointing fingers at people when they literally interfered with the 2020 election. They actually suppressed information about Hunter Biden, and this is already public knowledge. It may not be public knowledge to you if you only watch the All Blue Commies channel, ABC News, otherwise known as. They won't tell you that. The FBI is admitted to suppressing information during the election cycle. That is election interference, people. That is the very definition of election interference. And I think the FBI organization, considering what they've done, what the former Director Comey did, they should be classified as a domestic terrorist organization. Talk about Russia, Russia, Russia. How about the FBI? They're the ones interfering. So, but they're the ones also pointing fingers, and they're the ones that'll come get you if they think you are making too many wrong turns, or you're not looking. And I told my husband, I said, I didn't join American Contingency because I just don't do lists. I don't like being on a list, and I don't because. And my husband says, yes, yet he said, also on the flip side of that, if you're not on any lists and they can't pigeonhole you or figure you out, he said, that alone makes you automatically suspect. And I said, yeah, you can't win for losing. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, right? So I just thought I would talk about that today, coming out looking quite a bit different than I did yesterday and the day before and the day before, wearing things I'd never wear that are not me, wearing glasses that I don't even like, but I think it totally changes the way I look, wearing dark lipstick, whatever. But I think you ought to start practicing looking different. Maybe you should. Maybe we should all start practicing looking 100% different on a day-to-day basis than what we normally do. Go out, do something totally different, and go out looking different, okay? Go out looking different. Drive them crazy. Drive them nuts. Next time you get glasses, don't get the same glasses. Get some totally different style than you usually wear. At least get one pair. I buy direct. You can get lots of pairs for very cheap money as long as you have your prescription. So that's all I wanted to say. It just boggles the mind that the FBI is pointing fingers in all these different directions about stuff that used to be stuff that government suggested you do. Grow your own food. Keep your own chickens. Keep your own, stay away from other people. Well, they didn't suggest that, I don't guess. I don't remember them suggesting that, but I've always done that pretty much. Ever since I left real estate, had bad memories, a bad taste in my mouth from that job, trying to stay ethical, and everybody around me was trying to get away with crap and screwing me over. I thought, I don't want to see human beings ever again. So I'm about to burn up. It is so humid, and thunderstorms are moving in, and I gotta go. But black shirts don't do well with me in this heat. And this is a fairly new shirt. This is my son's shirt. It's my younger son's shirt. He's traveled all over the place, so he kind of probably has shirts from everywhere. I even have bath towels, hand towels from Croatia on my rack in there because he got me kitchen towels from Croatia. But anyhow, you know, just get ready to have people look at you sideways. Just get ready. They're probably already doing it. If you're anything like us, they're already looking at you sideways. So give them something new to look at. You know what I mean? Play with these people a little bit. Let's run this domestic terrorist organization called the FBI. Let's give them some little confusion here. I know, it might get you in trouble, but you know what? We live for that, don't we? I don't know, I kind of do. It's like, what? And by the way, if they come to your door to get your weapons that you've just purchased, because they will if you bought two or more, they'll probably come to your door asking to see them. Guess what you don't have to do? You don't have to show it to them. There's no law that says you have to show it to them. If they would know you purchased it legally because that's how you got on a list, and they come to your door and they say, let me see if you still have them. They don't want straw man purchases is what they don't want. And even though, screw that, I'll buy somebody a gift if I want to, but you don't have to show it to them. You can say, no thank you, don't want any today, slam the door. You don't have to even talk to them. Legally, they have no ground to stand on. They just don't, they want to push citizens who don't know their rights. Know your rights. Catch you later. Bye. Have a good day.